Ever wondered how much doctors actually make in Canada? It's a question a lot of people have, whether you're a student dreaming of a medical career, a doctor considering a move, or just plain curious. Well, today we're diving deep into the world of physician salaries in Canada for the year 2026. We lines break down what you can expect to earn, the factors that influence that number, and even talk about the day-to-day realities of being a doctor in the Great White North. Stick around because this is going to be insightful. First things first, let's address the big number. The average salary for a doctor in Canada is quite high, but it's not a simple single figure. It varies wildly based on several key factors. We're talking about specialization, province of practice, and years of experience. On average, you could be looking at a gross income anywhere from $250,000 to over $500,000 Canadian dollars per year. But remember, that's gross income, not take-home pay. We'll get into the details of what that means in a bit. Let's start with the two main types of doctors: family physicians, also known as general practitioners or GPS, and specialists. Family doctors are the backbone of the Canadian healthcare system. They're your first point of contact for most health issues. In 2026, a family physician in Canada can expect to earn an average gross income of around $280,000 to $350,000 a year. This number can fluctuate based on where they practice. For instance, a GP in a rural or underserved area might earn more due to government incentives designed to attract doctors to these communities. Now, let's talk about the specialists. This is where the income potential really starts to climb. Specialists are doctors who have completed additional years of training in a specific field of medicine, like cardiology, dermatology, or surgery. Because of their advanced training and the complexity of the cases they handle, their earnings are significantly higher. Let's look at some examples. Anesthesiologists, who are crucial for any surgical procedure, can expect to earn around $450,000 to $500,000 annually. Surgeons, especially those in high-demand fields like neurosurgery or cardiac surgery, can be among the highest earners in the medical profession. Their gross income can easily exceed $600,000 and sometimes even reach the seven-figure mark, depending on their workload and the types of procedures they perform. Ophthalmologists, the eye specialists, are another high-earning group. They perform delicate surgeries like cataract removal and LASIK, which are often in high demand. Their average gross income often sits in the $500,000 to $700,000 range. Radiologists, who interpret medical images like X-rays and MRIs, also command high salaries, typically between $400,000 and $600,000 a year. Their expertise is vital for diagnosing a vast array of conditions. But what about other specialties? A dermatologist might earn around $400,000 to $500,000, while a psychiatrist, who plays a critical role in mental health care, might earn between $280,000 and $350,000. Pediatricians, who care for our children, typically earn a bit less than some of the surgical specialists, with an average gross income in the range of $270,000 to $330,000. As you can see, there's a huge spectrum. The common thread is that specialized knowledge and skills lead to higher earning potential. So, we've talked about specialties. The next big factor is location. Location. Where you choose to practice in Canada makes a massive difference to your income. Each province and territory has its own healthcare system and its own fee schedule for doctors. For example, doctors in Alberta and Ontario have historically been among the highest paid in the country. This is due to a combination of their provincial fee schedules and the high demand for medical services in these populous provinces. On the other hand, provinces like Quebec and the Atlantic provinces, such as Nova Scotia or New Brunswick, tend to have slightly lower average physician incomes. However, the cost of living in these provinces is also often lower, which can balance things out. A doctor earning $300,000 in Halifax might have a similar or even better quality of life than a doctor earning $350,000 in a more expensive city like Vancouver or Toronto. And let's not forget the rural and northern communities. To attract doctors to areas where there are shortages, provincial governments offer significant financial incentives. These can include signing bonuses, higher fee-for-service rates, and even student loan forgiveness programs. A family doctor who chooses to work in a remote northern community could potentially earn significantly more than their urban counterparts, all while making a profound impact on a community that desperately needs them. Now, here's a crucial point that often gets overlooked in these salary discussions: the difference between gross income and net income. Most doctors in Canada are not salaried employees. They are essentially small business owners. They operate their own practices and are paid by the government on a fee-for-service basis. This means for every patient visit, procedure, or consultation, they bill the provincial health system a specific amount. The big salary numbers we've been talking about are the gross billings, the total amount of money a doctor as practice brings in. From this gross income, the doctor has to pay all of their business expenses, which are called overhead. Overhead costs are substantial. They include clinic rent, staff salaries for nurses and receptionists, medical equipment, insurance, professional license fees, and administrative costs. Overhead can eat up a significant chunk of a doctor's gross income. On average, overhead costs for a family doctor can be anywhere from 25 to 40% of their gross billings. For specialists, it can be even higher, especially if they require expensive equipment or a large support staff. So, if a family doctor grosses $350,000 after paying, let's say, 30% in overhead, their pre-tax income is actually $245,000. And we're not done yet. After overhead, the doctor has to pay income tax, just like everyone else. Given their high income level, they fall into the highest tax brackets. After federal and provincial taxes, the final take-home pay, or net income, is significantly less than the headline-grabbing gross salary figures. It's still a very comfortable living, without a doubt, but it's important to have a realistic picture of the finances. Being a doctor in Canada is like running a business, and it comes with all the financial responsibilities that entails. Let's also consider the journey to becoming a doctor. It's a long and expensive road. We're talking about 4 years of undergraduate university, followed by 4 years of medical school. Medical school tuition can be quite high, and many students graduate with significant debt, often over $100,000 or even $200,000. After medical school, the journey isn't over. They then enter residency, which is a period of postgraduate training that lasts anywhere from 2 years for family medicine to 5 or 6 years, or even more for specialized fields. During residency, they are earning a salary, but it's much lower than what a fully licensed doctor makes, typically in the range of $60,000 to $80,000 per year. They work incredibly long hours during this time, often 60 to 80 hours a week or more. So, while the eventual earning potential is high, it comes after a decade or more of intensive, expensive training and relatively low pay. By 2026, we can expect these trends to continue. The demand for doctors, especially family physicians and specialists who care for an aging population, will remain high. We might see governments continue to adjust fee schedules and incentives to address physician shortages and improve access to care across the country. Technology like telehealth and artificial intelligence will also play a growing role in how doctors work, potentially affecting their efficiency and, by extension, their income. But beyond the numbers, what's the real value of being a doctor in Canada? The financial rewards are clearly there, but most doctors will tell you that's not the primary reason they chose this career. It's about the deep sense of purpose that comes from helping people, from easing suffering, and from making a tangible difference in their patients' lives. It's about the intellectual challenge of solving complex medical puzzles and staying at the forefront of science. The Canadian healthcare system, while not perfect, allows doctors to focus on patient care without worrying about a patient's ability to pay for essential services. This is a source of great professional satisfaction for many physicians. They get to build long-term relationships with their patients and their families, guiding them through some of life's most challenging moments. So, to sum it all up, a doctor's salary in Canada in 2026 will be impressive, but it's a number that comes with a lot of context. It depends heavily on specialty, location, and the business acumen to run a practice efficiently. The path is long and demanding, with years of training and significant financial investment. But for those with the passion, dedication, and resilience to make it through, it offers a career that is not only financially rewarding, but also incredibly fulfilling. It's a chance to be a leader in your community and have a profound, positive impact on the lives of others. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of what it's like to be a doctor in Canada. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Let me know in the comments what other careers you're curious about. See you in the next video.